Now, let's face it, all of us have got some Christmas decorations around the house that are kind of dated. You don't really want to get rid of them, but you don't want to put them out either. Well, Rosemary Palmer can tell you how to update these, give them a whole new twist. And Rosemary, of course, is with It's Not Just Paper and Paint. Rosemary, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Chip. How are you?
I'm great. You got a table full of stuff here. Let's get started. Big wreath.
Right. I was in a local store, and I saw a wreath very similar to this, much smaller, and it was $50.
$50?
$50, and you know me, I'm not going to spend that much, and a lot of people don't like to, so I thought,
Sure.
okay, how am I going to make that? And I happened to think about, I had an old grapevine wreath in my garage, and I thought, I can make that.
Yeah.
And I actually ended up making this for me at nothing because I had all the supplies on hand. A grapevine wreath like this might be $10 or $12, and so you could make a big one for less than $20.
And even if you have a neighbor that's got some grapevines, usually they're happy to get rid of them.
Right,
after the
you could
growing
go
season's
make your
over.
own wreath.
And they're not difficult to make.
They're not. You just kind of wrap them. You could even use the ties to put them together.
Sure.
But how I did this, it started out as just a brown wreath. I went out into my yard, gathered up sticks, and then I primed it. Even though the paint I like to use, the Rust-Oleum, has a primer in it. When I'm really going from dark to light, I still like to use the gray primer. It just helps.
Sure.
I've just spot painted these just so you can see how I used my Ryobi glue gun and put pieces of the sticks onto there, primed it, and painted it.
And I guess you could take, if you had a bigger wreath like this, you could do the reverse. You could spot treat some darker pieces and put them
Right,
along
you could
here.
add any color. Maybe you're wanting some green, you might want to add some ornaments to
Right.
it, so with red, anything. And then on the last coat of paint, I just sprinkled some glitter on it, and then you can see maybe a couple of spots here has a heavier glitter. I used some of the Mod Podge with glitter,
Right.
and just put that on a little bit heavier.
I want to tilt this up just a little bit so the camera can get a better
Okay.
shot of that. The
You-
glitter,
Right, you might
really-
could see right there is a heavier one. And what I did, I used some Mod Podge. Anytime you're using something like Mod Podge or glue,
Right.
always pour it into a bowl to use. Don't dip your stick back into there because you're going to contaminate it, and you might not want glitter on your next project.
All right, now let me ask you this. After you spray this and you're going to go put the glue on it, where in the drying process do you put the glue on it? Totally after it's through?
Right, for the glue. Now you can put a
the glitter.
layer, the glitter
Right.
on that last coat
Okay.
of spray paint. If you've got something that's already painted, you can use a spray adhesive or, again, spot check with the Mod Podge. If you're using that spray adhesive, though, that stuff is sticky.
Yeah.
I would recommend going outside to
So
use it.
do a little spray adhesive after you've gotten it painted. Toss some glitter on there.
Right.
Wow.
And then you're going to have glitter all over your house if you don't do it
Only a
outside.
minute or two left. Tell me
Okay.
what else we have here.
I'm using a lot of white in my house this year, so I took a lot of things like this old Santa. You can even see I dropped him and broke him. I'll glue him back together. This was an old nativity set that I had with those traditional, like the purples and
Right.
maroons, just spray painted it white. This is a village house I had on hand. This is not a Department 56. I would not do that to a Department 56. This is one I picked up at a yard sale for maybe a couple dollars.
Right.
Find this stuff. And how I added, you can see a lot more glue.
And
or
glitter.
the glitter again.
Right.
And I used this texture paint. And you can see it's real thick and
Right.
grainy. And I just put it on in spot places where you think the snow might be, sprinkle glitter on,
Right.
and there you go.
All right, we have time for one more down here, and that's the jolly old elf himself.
Right.
Big Santa.
Anything that you might want to do. This was in the pink colors. I wanted it white again. Spray paint, acrylic paint, even some of your house paint that you could use almost anything. Some of this you might touch up next year. You could always put a spray sealer on it
Right.
if you're trying to seal it.
And the beauty of it is, if you don't like how it turns out, let it dry and start again.
Right, paint it. You know, next year I may be into all red and green, so a lot of this.
Let me tell you, this lady, Rosemary Palmer, could fix the whole wide world if she had enough hot glue.
Right, that, and just as a couple Christmas ideas, this is a great idea. I was talking to the producer earlier. Use a lot of spray paint, great little stocking
it is.
stuffer, and even the little Fiskars
Those things come in handy
pliers
in more different
for
places.
it
to take
is.
the stick
Trim
out.
that.
Hope you
Thanks
have a
so
Merry
much. You
Christmas,
too. Thanks,
Rosemary.
Chip.
Thank you very much. Check her out for more other ideas, not just paperandpaint.com. Soccer fans, stick around. We have got an update from the Chattanooga Football Club when we come back.